Hello everyone, my name is Lady Calamir and I'm doing my 249th video and it will be on the god Bragi. Uh, if you can't roll your R's, it will be Bragi. But his R's are rolled, Bragi, and he is the son of Odin, his father, and his mother Gundl. And some people mistakenly, say he is the son of Frigga. He is not. His mother was a giant. His father is the king, is the All-Father. Bragi, in the stories, gives us more questions than we have answers. Who is Bragi? Is he a god? Was he a poet? Was he human who became divine? I like to say that he is a god and that there were many poets named Bragi. The most famous one was the 9th century poet, Bragi Bodinson. I almost said Odinson, but Bodinson. Bragi Bodinson. Now, when we look at Bragi, his name comes from the old Norse word Bragar, meaning poetry. And his father, Odin, is very skilled in poetry, where he gets his skills. And as you can see on his throne, they show his tongue, and it is said in the stories that the runes are carved in the tongue, on his tongue. Now, is that literally, is his tongue carved with runes, or does he know poetry so well that it flows out of his mouth, and the powers of the runes flow out of his mouth? He is a god that's going to be dealing... Whoa. Yes, oh, by the way, I did get a tornado warning. We're fine here. There's a storm system coming our way. It will be I think it's here almost already. But it weekend and it's bringing much rain. So we are okay. We got our hurricane windows and shutters and stuff, so we're fine. Anyways, ooh, that storm is strong. The Old Norse meaning poet. He is a god that deals with poetry. He's going to deal with music and musicians. He'll deal with singers, and he has come to be a god of those who write sheet music, those who write songs, those who write books, articles for a magazine, newspaper, or online news journal, those who are bloggers, anyone who writes an article about anything, whether it's on social media, even your Facebook page. He is the god of the written and even the typed word. So whether it's on physical paper or on the internet. So, yeah, as you can tell, my cats are pretty freaked out by this. Hey, Loki, you okay, boo-boo? Loki. Now, he's going to be dealing, you can see he's freaked out. He's going to be dealing with anything to do with even public speaking. He deals with words, he deals with rhymes, he deals with poetry. And whether it's singing for a choir, being a rap artist, or being a metal artist. He deals with all of that. He is the God of the flow of words. So his attribute is actually a harp that he holds here. And this is a statue of Bragi, and his name is written upon runes. So, and don't worry, it's just loud here. But I have no fear. You can throw a rock at these windows and they ain't gonna break. So anyways, Bragi is, his symbols, his attributes is a harp. He deals with musical instruments of any kind. It could be the modern guitar, the ukulele, or the electric guitar. His colors are blue. His element is definitely dealing with air. He is the husband of Ithuna. And I did a presentation on Ithuna, and I did a presentation on Othin. The god or the being he does not get along with is Loki. And in the Loki Senna, when Loki does that party crash, and basically the Loki Senna is like the epic rap battle of Norse mythology and stories. When Loki says things about Bragi, he tells Bragi basically he's nothing but a bench ornament, a lazy, listless coward. And he also tells Ithuna that Bragi killed your brother and yet you're married to him. Of course, Bragi said that if he was not in the hall that they were in now, that they were outside, that Bragi would basically twist off Loki's head. So do not put these two gods together. Hang on. So anyways, Bragi is described as having a long white beard and long hair. He's described as more elderly. He's very approachable. He's not a dark god at all. Oh my god, Charlie O'Barley is just snoring away. He is a, I just saw a flash. So, Bragi will help you learn how to articulate your words. If you fear speaking out, he will help you. He will help you with your writing. He will help you with understanding the runes. So if you're into studying runes, whether using it, understanding to translate them, to read and write in runes, or to understand the energies, he is your God. He is the guy that's going to help you. So he is the greatest among bards. He's a skald. He is the poet of Asgard. And it's okay, baby. Here comes more thunder. I don't know if you can hear it. But something just probably passed over us or near us. Because that was pretty loud. He is very wise. He is very intelligent. He's called upon to ask for advice. So if you don't know what to do, or you feel you're at a crossroads, or you don't know what to say, he is the God to help you with that. Now, the color that's been associated with him is blue. Things that you would offer Bragi. Okay, so I'm getting to the offering part. Mead. Definitely lots and lots of mead. If you can't get your hold of mead, then ale, a good ale or a beer would do. He likes poetry, instruments. He likes music. So give him musical instruments, give him ale, give him beer. Give him, you can give him like artful pieces of cupcakes and cakes. You can't go wrong with cakes and ale with this god. So if you're Wiccan or witch or pagan, you know what I mean by cakes and ale. So his incense and resins that are good for him is definitely sandalwood, benzoin, purslane, Bennett, yep, another system is coming by. Give him books. You can put books on his altar. You can put sheet music on his altar. The runes, you can keep your bag of runes next to him. So give him things that you would give an honored guest. Break out that, give him some champagne. I know that's not traditional, but people have known to give him a good wine or champagne. I mean, think of Chardonnays or a rosé. You don't have to buy top dollar stuff. But like when you talk about giving him chocolate, give him more the finer ones like Ferrero Rocher or Godiva, or trying to think other things that are this type of chocolate slips my mind, but I really like them. I can't think of it for some reason. It just slipped my mind. Oh well. So give him a fine drinks. And if you don't have alcohol in your house, or you don't believe in having alcohol, that's fine. Give him, you can give him, oh, it's I can't even think of it. It's a kosher grape juice. You can get him that. You can give him a fine ginger ale. Because not everyone can have alcohol around them, because some people are in recovery and they do not feel comfortable with alcohol as people, places, and things for them. So a ginger ale is fine. A ginger beer, which is not alcoholic. Instead of beer, just think of a fine root beer, or birch beer. A fine type of soda. But if you do like IPAs, which are alcoholic, you can give them that, or non-alcoholic beers. They still have a little bit of alcohol. Some of them do have it, so you can give him a non-alcoholic beer. That's fine. Those are just some of the things that you can give him. Bragi is known for his eloquence. He is the power of letting things flow. He can connect patterns of thought and let them flow. That was a piece of hail that, or just hit. I don't know if you heard. Oh well. Birds, especially songbirds, people have associated different types of songbirds with him, which I can understand. He is a god of thought, but also higher thoughts. He deals with learning words. So if you're having problems with spelling, if you have a kid with a problem with spelling, or maybe they have to make a haiku or a poem, have them call him Bragi to help them. And he's a pretty approachable god, very friendly. Bragi Bodasson, back to him. Bragi Bodasson was the historical 9th century bard who his poems were extremely outstandingly artful. They were pretty intricate. Now, it's said that upon Bragi Bodasson's death, that Odin had appointed him to be the poet of Valhalla. So he's the one that you can think of, the song of your people. He's the one to be able to tell the tales of a warrior's exploit. To tell a tale of Viking warriors. And their travels and their exploits. So, in the Christian Middle Ages, the writers, the authors of the Old Norse authors portrayed Bragi as having been a god, nothing less than a god of poetry. And if you look at the Old Norse word, Thulr, which pronounced, okay, so it's Thulr. T as Thorisaz, Uruz, Lagaz, and Raido together, which pronounced Thulr of Valhalla. It's a word for poet. When you think about bragging rights and being able to brag about something, comes from the god Bragi, where you tell of your successes, your exploits, you winning at something, you being great at something or the best at something. Where we get the word to brag, it comes from Bragi. So he is the husband of Iduna. He does have children, but I have no idea who they are. But I do know he has children. And there is just, like, with Bragi, there is more questions than answers. And he is a god that could be a narrator. He does the job of narrating. So if you have to narrate something, he is your god. So I just saw another flash of lightning. Sorry, So Snorri Sturluson in the Prose Edda basically, Bragi is like the narrator. He's very talkative. He is a god that is easy to communicate with. He can increase your skills and arts. He not only teaches, but he increases skills. I think this storm has passed, so, which makes me happy. Anyways, when you feel that you're having problems putting things together, he is the god to be able to help you with that. And another thing that he deals with is, and I've talked to people about this, is I had a friend that was taking a calculus class and he couldn't figure out some of the formulas, and he called upon Bragi and he helped him. So he is a god of that puts together formulas. So if you're dealing with stupid college algebra, I hated that. I hated algebra. I no matter how much I studied, I only got a B. But anything else, any other math, I can get an A in. But he is a god of mathematical formulas. He puts things together. He pieces it all together. So understanding formulas is one of his things. He is a God that will help you create stories, whether they're true or not. He can help you write historical document or to write a piece of fiction, to even tell fictions as for entertainment or learning. So he can help you put together different things, different analogies, different things to help you understand. Like if you're trying to tell a blind person what is the color blue, or tell a blind person what does the color red feel like, or anything like that, or trying to describe how you feel, or helping someone who is neurodivergent, autistic, to be able to express themselves, to be able to somehow communicate, to be able to communicate what they want and what they need. He is a God that can help neurodivergent people who are autistic and having problems communicating themselves. Now, also another thing that Bragi means is also a word for chief or first. So we know Bragi is nobility. We can get that. Even in the Prose Edda, Snorri Sturluson described this god as the most eloquent and the wisest among them. And that wise women and wise men were called Bragar because of him, because of this god. So the poet, we know that skalds, also known as Bragar, played an important, very important role in the life of the Old Norse people. So so it's believed that Odin, how he got Gunnlod pregnant, is that the giantess who guarded the mead of poetry, and Odin seduced her in order to seal this mead for the mead of poetry, and that relationship between them provided the source for this god's power. So he seduces Gunnlod, and she becomes pregnant. So in the Prose Edda, and that's why I said Frigga is not the mother of Bragi, as this is wrong. In the Prose Edda, when Bragi is in the room or nearby, she said she has no son in the room. That she does not claim him as her son. She denounces him. So Bragi is more known in the Loki Senna. And when Loki comes, you know, bursting into the scene, Bragi is the one who tells him that you are not welcomed here. And when Odin basically says, wait a minute, you know, he overrules him, and Bragi then tries to make peace by offering Loki his golden armbands. Of course, Loki, again, what we talked about is that he insults him, calls him a bed charm, and calls him listless, calls him lazy, calls him a coward. And of course, Idun comes when Bragi said if he was outside, he'd twist his head off. It's Iduna that steps in to calm her husband. And at which point, now Loki turns his sharp tongue towards her. Loki says, you embraced the Bragi who killed your brother. So it goes on to the insults that, you know, you married the man who killed your brother. So who was her brother that Bragi kills? He's unnamed. He's absolutely unnamed. So Bragi, the poet, is not known for any type of feats of strength. He is known more for his skills with his tongue, with his word. Well, the tongue of runes, of course. Not to be taken sexually innuendos or anything at all, but with the power of speech, with the power of his brain. There is no myths that actually survive that Bragi is a warrior. But we do know that Bragi kills the brother of Iduna. So apparently he does have some skills, and he said he would take off Loki's head. So there's gotta be some connotations of something as a warrior, and that's something that we can, you know, think about. But as far as any stories of him being a triumphant warrior, we don't see that. And during the abduction of his own wife, Bragi is not in the story. When I described the abduction of Iduna and how Loki did it, and how, you know, Loki gets her back, but we don't see anything about Bragi there. Even in the great battle of Ragnarok, we don't see Bragi showing up to fight. But Bragi still has a great importance among the Norse people. So, was he worshipped by the by the Norse? Possibly, and probably eventually. But he is worshipped now. He is called upon now. People set up altars to him. People call upon him. They invoke him, and they have successful invocations, successful works with Bragi. I see him as a god. That's how. I'm not going to tell you how to see him, but I see him as a god. And he is listed when he is, whether he is a man that became a god, he is counted among the Aesir, at least in the stories as told by Snorri Sturluson. But then we know that Snorri Sturluson sometimes embellished shit. Or just made it up as, I guess, as he went along. But, he did preserve a lot of things about the gods. But, of course, he said that they were not to be worshipped. But he is not just known for his poetry, but also Bragi is known for his position and nobility. So Bragi is also able to come up with, he's very quick-witted, he's able to come up with a quick retort. So if you're being, given the third degree, you can ask Bragi to keep calm under fire. He can help you to explain yourself without, getting all nervous. And as you see, he has a horn of mead right here. And he's holding his harp. We see him with his wife here. So go back to offerings. And since his wife was the goddess of apples, you can think about, let's go back to offerings. You can think about hard cider. You can think about sparkling cider. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. Sparkling grape juice. I think I said that. How long have I been talking? About 37 minutes. And I hear some more thunder out in the distance. We're getting much needed rain here, so it's just as well that we get this rainstorm. It's just a pissy rainstorm. So, what else can I think about Bragi? He is good. Another thing that he is good for is to help people. You can ask him to help someone that needs to have speech therapy. He helps people that are losing their power of words through dementia or through senility. He can help you with that. He can help you to help them as best as possible. One of the things that you can do and that to keep your mind active is that, and this is just an information I'm getting from him, is to do word games, to do word puzzles, to take like the word happy and make a bunch of words within time yourself within 5 minutes. How many words can you make from happy, or how many words can you make from, let's say, tiger or goat or apple? To just write these things down, to keep your mind active. And it doesn't matter if you're young or old. This is good to keep your mind sharp. If you're waiting for a bus and you're bored, instead of just looking at your phone, Look at different signs, like maybe a storefront sign, and and let's just say it just says grocery store. Just say grocery. How many words can you make from grocery? Seriously, this keeps your mind active. And that's what he is. He is the growing of intelligence, the growing of your mind. Other things is, and I am a little bit, as you can tell, I'm just a little bit distracted that, my cat, Jamboree Jack, was old cat. When he came into my life, he already had, he was already in the first stages of kidney failure. And honestly, we weren't expecting him to live long. He lived long. He lived above average, and we did amazing work with him. So yeah, dedicating this to you, Jamboree Jack. So if you have problems with forgetfulness and not able to remember things, Bragi can help you with that. He can really help you to remember things, to remember to go to the store, to remember to pick up something, or to remember to make that meeting in time. So, but most of Bragi's mentioned as a god or mentioned in the Prosetta. He is also a diplomat. So, if you're looking for diplomacy, Bragi is your god. Bragi is the one who helps warriors who come to Valhalla after they die to feel welcomed by everyone there in that hall. So, if you are a diplomat, or if you're looking for ways to be diplomatic or use diplomacy, this is your god. So, Bragi Bodison was actually a 9th century poet, and he served under kings like Ragnar Lodbrok. I just lost my ability to roll my R's from it. Ragnar Lodbrok. But anyways, Bragi has when you do a toast, that's another way to honor Bragi. You can do a toast in his name. And if you look at the word Brager full, which means that a cup of mead that is being passed around in the hall, of course, of Valhalla, but when we pass when you go to heathens and they pass the cup of mead, the horn of mead, a horn of mead, sorry, as some people use a cup, that's basically a way to also honor this god. Now, poetry, of course, played an essential role in storytelling, as well as keeping historical records and documents. So again, doing a documentary, you could call upon Bragi to help you. So when you think about this, Bragi is also writing down of history. So, like I said, whether you're writing a children's book or a novel, this God can help. Maybe you're writing an occult book, this God can help. Or maybe you're just writing a song for a your death metal band. Again, he can help. Bragi, unlike the other gods, this god was allowed to wander wherever he wanted freely through all the nine worlds, reciting his poems, singing his songs of wisdom, singing his songs of diplomacy and peace. But again, where does he reside? Asgard. But he can basically wander throughout the nine worlds with really no problem. So that's when you think about the traveling bard, the traveling musician, definitely think of him. So, learning a new language. Again, Bragi can help you with that because he was fluent in speech and his skills. He was very skillful with his words. So, learning a new language and learning how to read and write in it, he's your God. So, anyways, as far as really, come on, man, translating words, translating hieroglyphics. Again, he's pretty much also your God to deal to. So if you're a translator, maybe you're learning sign language. He's your God. Morse code, learning that. Again, he can help you. But as far as being a valiant warrior, he's more of the diplomat. So, anyways, I've been talking about him for 48 minutes, and I do want to thank you. And I want to thank you for all the kind words you said about Jamboree Jack. Me and my other half, we appreciate that. And I really want to thank everyone for the new subscribers and old subscribers returning. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to my channel. That is a way that you can pay me. And I don't look for money. So send that. I love money though, but send that money to maybe a charity that helps children and animals. If you would like, please, I do accept spells of healing and happiness and peace and money, protection and everything else. So, anyways, Thank you so much for watching. Oh, here's Joker. Oh, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and as always, blessed be.